from around the globe. It's theCUBE, with coverage of SUSECON Digital. Brought to you by Souza.
Welcome back. This is theCUBE's coverage of SUSECON Digital 20. I'm Stu Miniman, and really happy to welcome to the program. We have one of the keynote speakers, Alexander Kocher. He is President and Managing Director of Elektrobit. Really excited to dig in, talk about autonomous vehicles. Alex, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Stu, and I'm really excited that you pronounced my family name correct, because this is quite difficult for you. It's a German name. Thank you very much.
Well, luckily on theCUBE, you know, we do have lots of global people we have on the program. I try to do my best. My German, ich spreche kein Deutsch is all I can say, really.
But yeah, the CH is very difficult to pronounce.
Yeah. All right, so Alex, obviously autonomous vehicles is one of those use cases that we talk a lot about, everything from edge computing to AI, you know, software eating the world, really one of those transformative technologies. Why don't we start with first, you know, Elektrobit. Give us a little bit as to, you know, where Elektrobit fits in kind of the global auto landscape.
Yeah, thank you, Stu. So Elektrobit was founded in the late 80s, 1988. And since then, we are really doing embedded. We are a pioneer in the embedded software and providing solutions, software technologies for the automotive industry. Since then, we are powering more than 1 billion devices in much more than 100 million vehicles worldwide. And we are serving the automotive industry since then. So software is really becoming the single biggest enabler of innovation in the car. And software creation is our passion. So we enjoy solving challenging problems and providing solutions that drive the mobility ecosystem of the future vehicle, where mobility causes zero fatalities, produces low emissions, and is perceived as quality time. This is also our mission. And with that, we are providing services, software technologies, and tools for the automotive industry.
Yeah, it has been fascinating to watch software in the automotive world. You know, I'm old enough to remember that when you used to take a car in, the first thing they did was put it up and look under the hood and everything. And now pretty much they plug a cable into the computer and, you know, go to the diagnostic screens before they do anything else. When we talk about autonomous vehicles, you know, I think many people would be familiar. There's really that 5-stage model of going from helping to fully autonomous. Give us a little bit as to what you're seeing in the trends out there and, you know, how this market has been maturing.
Yeah, I think the trend in the autonomous vehicle, we are at the moment at level 2 plus. So where you're still assisting the driver's behavior with various functions. We are starting to go towards level 3, hands-off, in the next couple of, hopefully just months or single years, and then going from there to a fully autonomous vehicle where you also not only have hands-off but also eyes-off, and then hand over the complete control to the car. But since then, it will still be a path. We just had recently the announcement of Audi that not only the functionality within the car, but also then the legal environment needs to be in place so that you also can check that all of the various functions can be approved. I think the first step which we will see is that we have it in a kind of a clean room environment, which means highways, so the highway pilot, where you have a kind of ensured environment, and you can predict certain use cases. And with that, we are targeting with the next generation of the cars, which coming out in 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, really interesting stuff. Because of course, you know, it would be really simple if we had nothing but the Autobahn and nothing but autonomous vehicles. I'm sure you could have that running perfectly today. But you know, number one, you start going on different roads, and number two, you add that ever, you know, unpredictable human element when you have the cars that aren't, you know, on the same system. That can cause some issues there. I'm curious, anything, you know, from a European standpoint, what's the partnership between government and industry on that? And, I guess anything else that's different about Europe than maybe what we'd see in North America?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest differences here is as soon as authorities approve cars, then the liability goes to the authority. In Americas, there is a complete different behavior in that perspective. Liability is taken completely by the companies. And with that, of course, although there are authorities to control certain environment, but the main liability issue stays with the company itself. And this per se is a complete different approach for that. I think technology-wise, we are here and there on the same level, on the same technology level. And as you can see already in today's driver assistance functions, technology-wise, we are not far ahead. You can already try certain of those functions for at least a couple of seconds. But in order to really accept and calculate all the use cases, you need to start step by step. Highway is one of the perfect measures for that. But when you just go, I'm living here in southern Germany. When you just go to an ancient city center like we do have here in Nuremberg, it can be really, really tricky that you consider all the specific use cases. So here we need to optimize algorithms, the technology, also the horsepower in terms of processing load, and of course accuracy of the sensors. So here is still, for full autonomy, still a path to go.
All right. So Alex, you're part of the keynote here at SUSECON. Obviously, innovation is a key topic, as well as open source and community is a big topic at the show overall. Tell us a little bit about the partnership between Elektrobit.
Yeah, thank you very much for this question. This is really an exciting thing. So two companies like SUSE and Elektrobit, by the way, we have been founded here both very, very in recent area, so in Nuremberg area. So SUSE is a leader in delivering mission-critical Linux and container technologies in several industries, and Elektrobit brings in the automotive experience. And what we aim for is to really provide a future software platform for automobiles that fulfills all the key requirements around openness, about reuse, and also about a huge pool of open source methodologies and new modules, so that we have a tremendous pool of talents, as well as a tremendous pool of innovation here. So this is the key topic. The automotive industry as such is changing in a way that you continue to develop the technologies along the life cycle of the car in order to really enable our customers to download new functions and new services during the life cycle of the car. This methodology is already used in several other industries, and here we introduce with this partnership exactly the basis for that in order to really prepare our customers to focus on their differentiating technology and differentiating features.
Yeah, fascinating thing. You brought up, the skill set, of course, is a key piece. Any industry that's going through change, you wonder, who can come along and who's ready for that. It sounded like you were saying that, Linux and the other technologies in the space, there is a large pool of knowledge out there, and that can help really kind of the growth next generation of the automotive industry. Am I getting that right?
Yes. I mean, for sure, the development methodology in open source and embedded is completely different, specifically when it comes to liability. So here, you need to comply to certain standards, of course. But this is one topic. The other thing is that really the innovation pool, the innovation span you have in open source, as well as the modules already existing and the best practices from other industries, this is a tremendous advantage. And also one thing is in terms of changing in our industry, in the automotive industry, the development methodology, the reuse of certain platforms is limited as soon as you have to jump to new generations of processes, of software modules, and so on and so forth. Here we can, with the partnership, also leverage the experience to have technologies which are also for a long period of time backward compatible and reusable in the essential lower layers of the software which you need to have by also complying to the relevant standards for performance as well as safety requirements.
Yeah, really interesting mix of balancing that differentiation in the marketplace while still being an upgradable path.
Yes.
I'm curious, you talked a little bit about the open source model. One of the key things when you talk about going through a digital transformation is data. There's obviously a lot of data if you talk about autonomous vehicles. We see everybody about how many gigabytes per hour and all the maps and everything there. What is the role of data in this entire process? Is there sharing of data between some of the different players involved?
So yeah, data is, I would say data is first of all, data is in general, independent from industry, the new currency. This is one thing, also realized in the automotive industry. Here, of course, we need to consider certain privacy rules, independent from whether it's the car maker itself for his product or the driver. So we need to respect it. But independent from that, car is one of the most accurate sensors we do have in our environment. And of course, creating data, we're talking about 1 terabyte per day, roundabout. And this is already now reused amongst car manufacturers, amongst the industry. Just think about a certain here as an acquisition of several players in the industry where they are sharing map data because it doesn't make a difference for a GM car, for a Ford car, for a BMW car, for a Daimler car when you use the same road. The road stays. Of course, the brand and the car changes, but the information about the road infrastructure is exactly the same. And this is the first topic which has to be or will be shared and is already shared. Second thing is traffic information where you have mobile providers in there. And this already is considered, and there are a lot of discussion and already business models undergoing or in preparation for that.
Yeah, well, you hope the roads don't change. I live in the Boston area. There's times if you take 6 months off and all of a sudden you're like, wait, this road used to go a certain way. At least it's a lot easier to update, your software than it is for older vehicles that I'm driving. You talked a little bit about privacy. I know cybersecurity is one of the aspects that Elektrobit's involved. Talk to us a little bit about the security aspect and your company's experiences there.
Yeah, with transferring data into the car or outside of the car, data security is a key feature. It's just a must. So in former times, as Elektrobit, as we are coming from inside the car as an embedded software provider, we protected really the devices within the car, for example, the odometer, from manipulation, and generated certain securities in the internal bus with our customers. But this is no longer enough. You need to go outside the car. So when you transfer data from the cloud into the car or vice versa, and therefore cybersecurity to protect the whole chain inside the car, communication there, all interfaces where you can connect devices, or the backend from where you transport the information. For that reason, Elektrobit acquired a company in Israel 2 years ago. But also we know that in the basic technology from SUSE distribution, there's already a lot of technology in there which makes data transfer really safe, secure, so that you can trust the data and really keep the privacy you need to have for specific regions.
All right. Well, this is a very fast-moving industry. Give us a little bit as to what you see happening in the next 12 to 24 months. What are some of the kind of major opportunities as well as challenges that are being faced?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest opportunities we will see in the upcoming directly next generation is the car really becoming part of the internet. I think with that, a lot of the business models from the car manufacturer itself, from the suppliers, need to change so that really the car manufacturer enable their customers to continuously update their mobile device, namely the car. It's very similar to those devices at the moment from technology which we do already have since a decade in our pocket. Of course, you cannot put the car into your pocket, but you wanna have the same convenience with new services, with new functions. And I think this is the most exciting opportunity of the car. With that, you need to have new technologies on platform. You need to have data security. You enable completely new business models, and this will change our life completely, also our business completely. And I think these are the most important and the most exciting changes in the near future, as the next generation already is under preparation and will be launched really soon. And of course, second topic is the autonomous driving. It goes step by step, as just discussed in the beginning. And this is the second opportunity then for many other companies making business with the time when the drivers then have quality time and can do something different than just steering the car.
Excellent. So much excitement in what is happening in the industry. Definitely one we want to watch. Alex, want to give you the final word. SUSECON, the partnership between Elektrobit and SUSE, and final takeaways that you have for the event.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It's just exciting for us to have such a great partner like SUSE, an experienced partner. It brings lots of new aspects into our industry, helps us to provide the right solutions, and with that, we are sure that we can generate, and we will generate the basis of the next smart cars of our customers in terms of software platform. Thank you very much.
Alex, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Stu Miniman. Lots more coverage here from SUSECON Digital 20. Thank you for watching theCUBE.